Nice, another Nazi biker movie, this one with hippies. Always great to be watching an exploitation film that has a 50-50 chance of Colonel Sanders showing up. It's sad to report that, no, there are no fast food icons that pop up in the Tormentors. We don't even get a scene of the singing Hardee's biscuit raping the Grimace. Then again, nothing can rape the Grimace. Already, this movie starts out with rip-roaring biker action, such as the bikers carefully making a right turn. They're on their way to rob a bank, which goes so smoothly, they don't even show it. It couldn't be less boring than making a right turn, or carefully going the speed limit. I like the guy who looks uncomfortable about wind blowing in his eyes. This guy's gonna shit his pants at the prospect of a bug getting caught in his teeth. He should have used some stylin' Buddy Holly glasses like this guy. Wait, what's this? Directed by B. Eagle? Beagle? Really? Does that mean Snoopy directed this movie? If that's the case, we should get some impressive air combat later in the film. Hey there, watch your comb over. It's drifting into your gumball machine sideburns. These bikers are members of the Fourth Reich, who are only slightly worse than the fourth kind. Here they are showcasing the Nazi stranglehold on this blonde woman's neck. What they don't know is that the blonde has a fiery red-headed fiancé named Ballard, who immediately goes to the police to report the crime to Salvatore Romano from Mad Men. Every good revenge movie needs a place to start, so in this one, why not start at the local hippie hemp shop? The hell are you gonna do, piece the Nazis to death? The hippies tell Ballard a little about the Nazis, but a lot about the Messiah.
Who's the Messiah?
That's him.
Guess that was a stupid question in retrospect. Actually, the Messiah is a Christ-like figure who preaches peace and love to the hippies while at this jammin' outdoor concert. Oh, that's my tunes! That's the best Strawberry Alarm Clock song I've heard since an actual Strawberry Alarm Clock song. And it seems to be going great. This is what happens when the person assigned to bring the acid accidentally oversleeps. At least there's a few people getting down. They better be careful there. With moves that dangerous, they're likely to go on a killing spree in Beverly Hills. While the band is playing, the Messiah continues to read from the book of Hey Jude. Dost thou not maketh it bad? Taketh a sad song, and maketh it better. Still, the crowd seems to be hanging on to his every word.
Money? Power? These things aren't where it is. It's from within, baby, from your soul. Can you dig what I'm laying on you, baby? Can you dig it?
Unfortunately, Yawn's stock is interrupted by the damn Illinois Nazis. Don't mind them, they're just upset because they missed Prussian Blue as the opening act. The hippies actually stand a chance in this fight, though, because they got the Satan's blanks fighting the good fight for them. But since the band stopped playing, we have no fight music for this scene. After that colossal bummer, most of the audience casually leaves. Everything in this movie is so slow and lazy, I swear that the movie itself is on some kind of killer bud. Back at Ballard's place, his plan is to infiltrate the Fourth Reich by laying on a Nazi bedspread and hanging up a leftover prop from SS Girls. If it was sheets he wanted, he should have tried to infiltrate the KKK. As he goes to sleep, he remembers the good times with his fiancée, but best be careful. I think the side hacker's love montage is being filmed a half a mile over. We can't hear what they're saying, but I think he's telling her how much he hates sand. Also, the Nazis clearly have the powers of the fucking Tooth Fairy in this movie, because putting all that Hitler shit in his room summoned a fucking Nazi business card. What, did he hide a Luger under his pillow as well? Wait, that's a real phone number. Why not? Shit! Okay, I didn't expect that to be real. The business card was placed by the Fourth Reich, who I guess roam from apartment to apartment looking for Nazi paraphernalia.
Mr. Ballard, I'm delighted to hear from you so soon. Then we will expect you at 4 o'clock. Well, I'm vaguely familiar with that area, but I think I can give you some good directions.
That a German accent you're trying out, or do you have a mouthful of flour? So Ballard meets up with the Nazis at their headquarters.
Got any identification?
Does this DVD of Elsa Fraulein SS count? Wait a minute, what's this? Suzanne Summers and Priscilla Barnes? Crap, he's infiltrated a Three's Company reunion, not the Nazis. After Ballard gets Rush Limbaugh's approval, he's finally in to do all the swingin' white boy 60s dancing he can do. Jonathan Frakes, however, doesn't approve of Ballard, so the two of them get into a scuffle. Gentlemen, what's with the fighting? We're Nazis, not animals! After they do a lot more drugs, it's orgy time. I think this sequence correctly shows the role of women in this movie. Just lay there and take whatever tongue comes your way. The next day, Ballard walks by the cast trailers and makes it to the new Nazi hideout, which is about as subtle as a Zeppelin. Meanwhile, the grand scheme is put into play by the group's leader, Walt Disney? The Fourth Reich is going to attempt to assassinate the Messiah, thus making him a martyr, and if the Reich fakely avenges him, the hippie youth will follow the Nazis as their new leader. Dude, you don't need to go through all that stuff for the hippies to like you. All you gotta do is just draw an icing smiley face on a brownie. It's much easier than assassination. Nice how Fatso Gehrig's fake accent goes away in this scene.
I am a loyal party member.
Something tells me, though, it'll be back in the next scene.
The first phase of our operation will be to remove the Messiah. We'll make one last effort to save these misguided children from this lunatic.
Good framing in this conversation, by the way. I can tell Hitler is really listening to this guy's words. The assassination attempt on the Messiah fails, which angers dear leader. Given that he's constantly surrounded by fake German accents, he tries putting on an accent of his own.
Hiya there, Smithy, old buddy. Oh, you want to see me about buying some new farm equipment?
Yeah, you're about as southern as Dan Whitney. While Ballard tries running away from the day for night shots, he keeps the police posted on his progress.
How long do you think you can keep this up?
Long enough to get Kemp.
That wasn't a clip of that scene. That was the entire scene. The Nazis begin to question Ballard's loyalty after the failed Messiah assassination, so they keep a closer eye on him.
Dan Ballard to the main house. Dan Ballard to the main house.
Wow, that cardboard box can talk! Amazing! But they don't keep a close enough eye on him, since he puts the moves on the blonde, because why not? That'll give him something to put in the script. Nice to know he's through grieving over his fiancée. Uh-oh, I can't tell if they've run into the Deliverance cast or the I Spit on Your Grave cast. Either way, it's gonna be bad for at least one of them. Hey, you're spilling your rape revenge movie into our murder revenge movie. Luckily, this is taken care of fast, so Ballard and the girl can continue with their great chemistry.
Let's leave now before something does happen.
I'm sorry, Eve. I can't.
He begins to trust her, so much so that he tells her about his murdered fiancé.
And what about me? Do I mean something to you?
Do you have to ask me that while standing in front of a picture of Hitler? That's really distracting. The Nazis track down the Messiah, and oh, never mind, they're just beating up George Lazenby's former manager. That's okay. The Nazis kidnap the Messiah, which leads to a shootout with the cops. You'll just have to trust us that the rocket launcher caused that. Jesus, the biggest effect in this film is this random plane that happens to be in the background. Let's just hope that the Messiah gets away. Dude, you don't want to lean against that? Trust me, lean anywhere else. Oh, I thought that death scene was going somewhere else. And apparently the cameraman thought it was going somewhere else too. Back at the Nazi hideout, the filmmakers waste a perfectly good opportunity to promote Nazi cola, and the blonde is tortured for associating with Ballard. They burn cigarettes on her, but don't worry, the cigarette burns disappear moments later. Luckily though, she's saved by a random redhead Nazi who play fights the girl to death. Funny how the redhead looks more beat up than the girl who was tortured. The Nazis, on the other hand, come up with their master plan of proving Ballard's treason. The group kidnaps a cop, then Ballard and 2 other Nazis assassinate the officer.
This one is Marco's, and this one is Lonnie's.
How do you know that? How the fuck do you know that? Not that it mattered if Ballard pulled the trigger anyway, since the 2 other guys shot him. The police then show up, and it would have been nice if they arrived moments earlier to save their fellow officer. Christ, it also would have been nice if Ballard himself used his gun to save the cop. Ballard escapes the interrogation by beating a dissolve cut into the scene, and he chases Adolf's big boy back to his office.
You big. Come on, let's hear it. You squeal like a pig with his throat cut.
Oh, careful. The yokels from earlier might hear you say that.
Go ahead, Connors. But I'm gonna take this scum with me.
All right, play his game. Show him you're no better than he is. Pull the trigger. Go on, pull it.
Yeah, you don't want to shoot him. Then he'll complete the sin of envy.
You go to hell.
It's murder, Ballard. Do it and you'll take his place in the gas chamber.
I highly doubt that. So Ballard lets the Nazi live, thus not exactly completing his revenge, but at least he doesn't have to wear that embarrassing armband anymore. Well, that's the second Nazi biker movie I've watched. One of them made me crave fried chicken, and this one made me crave Pepsi. Let me guess, I'm gonna watch another one and suddenly crave mashed potatoes. I distinctly remember watching Hellcats and wishing I had turkey stuffing, and then watching Wild Rebels and longing for some pecan pie. That's not because the movies featured those foods, it's because I was really, really fucking high.
What did I tell you, Chip? The Messiah would be here.